I was a freshman in college when 9/11 happened, and so I was just learning how to interpret what was going on in the world and how to think critically and not just live off what I was fed from the news media. And every few months during both of George W. Bush's terms, something else would come out where press freedom advocates and civil rights advocates would say, hey, this is a terrible idea to do this thing, or this is a terrible thing that we have been doing. You shouldn't do this because even if this were done by this administration with the best of intentions, which it never was, but even if it were done with the best of intentions, a new presidency could come in and use this and really, really abuse it. These are all the things that were done in the name of the so-called war on terror, like the authorization for the use of military force, which still exists, by the way, which is scary when you think about what Trump's saying about Greenland and Canada, and FISA courts and extraordinary renditions where they would take detainees very far away from where they were actually captured, and CIA black sites and the existence of Guantanamo itself. Those advocates said over and over again, this is ripe to be abused. So it's really frustrating and disheartening when you've been aware of all these warnings for 20 plus years now, when there's been 12 years of Democratic administrations which have made some moves to try and get rid of these things, but really not anywhere near enough, to see them being abused at the worst, in the worst possible way now. The other thing that's incredibly frustrating is that 95% of America, probably more, would have no idea what I'm talking about if you were to show them this video. They might know about Guantanamo, they might know about one or two other things by name, but they could not tell you why they are a violation of people's civil rights. And I don't know if this really has a point, but I've seen the warning signs for my entire adult life. And so now when things are actually happening, when these are being abused in the worst possible way, and we're screaming at the top of our lungs and people still aren't listening, it's just like, oh my gosh, what is it going to take? Could another asteroid just hit us now? Because that would be better than living with the idiots that we have running things.